What's up, everybody? Fame Rothstein here. Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show. Sunday, January 5th, 2020. The YouTube version of the show, all right? Uh, it's a little bit after 9:15. It'll be about 10 a.m. by the time this thing loads. By the time I finish it, it loads and it is available for viewing on YouTube, all right? But some of y'all can see last weekend I had a little bit of a neck sweater. When they got that taken care of, they put that Brute 33 aftershave on there, all right? You know what I mean? But hey, Fame Rothstein, the Sports Investing Show. Don't forget, check out my podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, um, Stitcher, TuneIn. Pretty much anywhere you can find a free podcast, my podcast will load on there, all right? Before we get into it, I just want to do a couple things first. First of all, I want to remind you that if you feel you have a gambling problem, please do not listen to this show. Please contact your state or your local Gamblers Anonymous Association hotline, and hopefully they can get you the services you feel you need, because on this show, we discuss sports investing through sports wagering, and I don't want to be any triggers to any negative behaviors for you. So please contact your state or your local Gamblers Help Agency, and hopefully they can get you on the path of the straight and narrow. Okay? But those of you who remain, you will become profitable sports investors, like you were last night, and we'll go over that in just a second. Also, want to remind you that, hey, let's pray for our troops. Send them some good thoughts, good vibes. I just seen a video of one of them. You all know who P. Diddy is. I mean, regardless of what you think of him, P. Diddy, he had a video of some guy, some kid, young brother in the service saying, like, the memes ain't funny, y'all. We over here, some of us coming over here and ain't coming back home. You know what I'm saying? He not feeling the memes. I wasn't either. Those World War III memes on Black Twitter. I wasn't feeling all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a video on Diddy's page. The young man is saying, like, cut that shit out, basically. Just send us a good thought, or send a meme about, good thoughts about us. For us. Don't sit up there and laugh about it all the time, whether, us black people got anything to do with it or not. But, this ain't the political version of Fame Rothstein right now, all right? This is the sports betting version. And also, shout out to Australia, because if you listen to my podcast, I always, shout out to people in Australia every morning. I don't know what's going on out there with them wildfires, but they've lost like 500 million animals or something like that, man. Damn. Shout out, prayers to them too. All right? Because I'm there's sports bettors who listen in Australia. So there you go. But like I said, yesterday you were a profitable sports investor, because I gave you 4 picks. You usually give you an odd number, because that way, usually one will hit for you, and then, you've at least made one game. We're 5 games up for the week now, because yesterday we were 3-1 on the 4. The one we lost was, Buffalo on the money line. You were up 16-0, Buffalo. What the fuck? Help us out one time, huh? But the 3 we won, we said the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl down in Fort Worth, Texas, would go under 56.5 points. Final score was 30-13. See, and another thing, it's not that we're winning the picks, we're winning the way we said we would. I told you, Tulane's got a good defense. Southern Methodist does not have a pro player, or not Southern Methodist, Southern Mississippi does not have a pro player on their offense. I knew they were going to get smoked, and I knew they weren't going to be able to put up, enough points to make Mississippi or Tulane the total hit 56.5. Just knew it wasn't going to happen. All right. And yeah, it was 30-13, Tulane. Okay, and then the second game we won was, we said Tennessee plus 5.5 against the Patriots. They covered that. You know how they know they covered? Because they won the game outright. Okay? And then the last one, this was a 5-unit move. I gave you a 5-unit move, not 2, not 3, 5 units. That's how confident I was that Tennessee and New England would go under 44.5 points. Final score was 20-13. Okay? Tennessee locked them up in the second half. Again, they won the way we said they would win. Derrick Henry was just too damn big to tackle. Nobody wants to tackle that big a guy who's that fast in the cold. Now, granted, he didn't dominate every game this year, but trust me, you just don't want to tackle that big of a motherfucker. You just don't want to. What do you have, like 30 carries, 34 carries for 180-something yards, over 5 yards a carry? Nobody wants to tackle that guy in the cold. And I'm telling you right now, mark my word, next weekend, Tennessee, Saturday on the 11th, Tennessee goes to the number 1 seed Baltimore, Lamar Jackson and them. Tennessee's going to win that game. Right now, Tennessee is a 9.5-point underdog. Go take that line right now. Go jump on that right now. But I'm telling you, Tennessee's going to win that game outright. Baltimore won't have enough to tackle. Nobody wants to tackle that guy. He's too big. 6'3", 240 pounds, fast as anybody on the field. Nobody wants to tackle that, man. All right, but let's get into today's action because we don't dwell on wins or losses. We keep going. Today's Sunday, the 5th. We've got 3 for you today, all right? First one, very simple. NBA. Remember, we don't just win. We win. It's the way we win. We tell you how it's going to happen. NBA. Portland at Miami. Very simple. Portland doesn't play well in the East Coast. In the East. Northeast Coast, Southeast, the Deep South. They don't play well in the South. All right? They don't play well in the East. Portland doesn't. But on top of that, Miami, that's who they're playing. Portland versus Miami. Miami's tired. This is their 3rd game in five days. They had a back-to-back the other night. Second game on a back-to-back where they didn't even reach 100. So Portland at Miami is going to go under 220 and a half. Under 220 and a half for the game, all right? Now, second game. First NFC playoff games today, Sunday. Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints, all right? Drew Brees is a little old and inconsistent right now. They might bring in Teddy Ballgame, I don't know, but I doubt they would embarrass Brees like that at home, first round in the playoffs, given the fact that, he's up here fussing about not being in the top 10, the top 100, he's going to try and put up a show, but he's old. He's inconsistent. A week off might have hurt him, slowed him down. Because they started off strong against Carolina, last weekend, started off strong against Carolina. Well, they started off weak against Carolina. I'm sorry, then he picked it up. You have a slow start against Minnesota, you might not be able to catch back up, even at home. Okay? Minnesota's got a good squad. Solid, very solid offensively and defensively. Good running game, good receivers, Stephon Diggs, Thielen. They was talking shit about Kirk Cousins earlier in the year, but all that done ceased. Either Zimmer told him to knock it off, or Kirk is delivering the ball where it's supposed to be. New Orleans is favored by 7.5 points. I think that's a little goddamn high, even for a wild card playoff game. We're going to take Minnesota plus 7.5, all right? In the second game of the day, NFC wild card playoffs, you got Russ, Money Lynch, and Sierra and them coming out east to play Philly. Hey, shout out to Carson Wentz, all right? I got love for that. This is one hell of a stat. He's the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards in a season and did not have one receiver have more than 500 yards receiving for that season. That's incredible. That's good ball distribution too. Pause. Russ, he was an MVP candidate until Lamar just started going berserk. He was right there in the finish for MVP. He's always going to be in the finish for MVP. He's got Money Lynch back to kind of, slow the game down a little bit and to help him out. Scoring, DK Metcalf, the total is 44.5. I think it's going to go over 44.5. I'm expecting a final of about 27-24, 28-24. It's going to go over 44.5 if you ask me. A lot of points will be scored in the second half, all right? So let's recap. Those are your 3 for today. Sunday, January 5th, 2020. We've got NBA, Portland at Miami. We're going to take the under of 220.5, all right? NFC wild card, game 1, Minnesota at New Orleans. We're going to take Minnesota plus 7.5, all right? NFC wild card, game 2, Seattle at Philadelphia. We're going to take the total of 44.5, and it's going to go over for the game, all right? Between the two teams, the combined total of over 44.5, all right? So there you have it. You got time to get online, get in line, and get to the bag, all right? And don't forget the show's motto. If there's games to be played, there's money to be made. Probably more likely won't be a YouTube show, but you can check out the podcast tomorrow for to recap today's action and give you some more action for Monday night. And we're off Tuesday and Wednesday. And we come back Thursday, all right? But yeah, like I told you where to catch the podcast at. Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, all right? And don't forget, like and subscribe to this Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show here on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button before you go. Comment. Tell me what you think. All right? Hit that notification button so you know when I drop a video, just in case I don't drop one on the weekends. I might drop one, on the humble during the week that you might like. All right? Catch that. All right? And don't forget, my email is famerothstein@yahoo.com. FameRothstein, okay, all one word, famerothstein@yahoo.com. Let's link up on Twitter. My Twitter is @FameRothstein, same spelling, FameRothstein, all one word on Twitter. My Instagram is @Fame_Rothstein, FAME_ROTHSTEIN on Instagram, all right? So there you have it. You got plenty of time to get your action in. Let's be kind to each other. Send some good thoughts to our troops. Let's send some good thoughts to Australia. And we'll be back to talk about it tomorrow. But until then, peace out.